Hey everybody, welcome back. It's great to see you again. Thanks for joining in. We are on our next little snack idea for the kiddos or for adults for Easter. This one's a healthy approach to some of the snacks that we've done in the past. This has very little processed sugar, but a lot more natural sugars. So those of you that are trying to be good or kind of cut back a little bit on the white sugar intake, this one is definitely a great recipe for all of you to try. So this has a little bit of protein powder mixed in with it. Now, if you don't have any protein powder or don't want any in there, just omit that part, okay? But this adds A, a little bit of flavor, and B, a little bit of extra protein in there. And this particular brand I really like, the Fit and Crunch. And this one here has very little sugars. So it has like less than 1 gram of sugar per scoop, and it has 20 for 2 scoops and 24 grams of protein. So that's pretty good. And the scoop is already right in there. So it's the Mixology brand, and I get it like at BJ's or Sam's Club, Costco's, those big box stores. I think they might carry it in Walmart as well. But just use your favorite protein powder, or if you want to just substitute some cocoa powder, you could put that in there, or whatever. But this has peanut butter in it, and so if you don't like peanut butter, well, I don't know what to substitute in there. If you don't like peanut butter, you can't have it, but this is a great recipe. So it starts off with 1 cup of Quick Oats. So 1 cup of Quick Oats goes right in. I just use the Quaker Quick Oats. You can use the store brand if you want to, like the like the Hannaford brand or Publix or wherever you shop, you can go ahead and just throw that in there. So to that, I'm going to add 1 cup of Jif peanut butter. Now, like I said, you can add in your own favorite kind of peanut butter. Jif happens to be my favorite, so that's what I use. But if you like Skippy, you can use Skippy, or if you like Smucker's, or any of those will do. It's totally fine. So 1 cup of peanut butter, and then you're going to add 1/3 cup of honey. So all natural honey goes in here as well. And I kind of like to pour it either in a sprayed measuring cup or just pre-measure it out and put it in a dish. It's a little bit easier to get at it than trying to get it out of the bottle. Now, if you have some honey in your pantry that has crystallized or solidified, you can do a couple of different things to bring that back up to natural consistency. You can set it in a pan with some simmering water, and just make sure that it's either just off the burner or that the heat isn't really, really hot, because you don't want to melt the plastic if it's in a plastic jug. If it's in a jar jug, you're kind of better off that way. Or what I do is I microwave it. I take the cap off and I put it in the microwave for 30 seconds at a time, and then I take it out and then stir it, or just kind of shake it around and put it back in. That helps a lot. Okay, that brings it right back to the natural. It gets rid of all those crystallization. It's just the sugar of the honey that's crystallized. So you just bring it back to up to temperature and you're good. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of start folding this in. Now this is just the peanut butter, the Quick Oats, and the honey. And as soon as I kind of tie all that in together, it doesn't take very long, I am going to add the protein powder. Now at this point, if you don't want the protein powder and you want to add some cocoa powder to that, I would recommend, if you have the Hershey's baking cocoa, just maybe a tablespoon or 2 at the most, because you don't want it too bitter, okay? But I'm going to put in 2 scoops of the protein powder. Now folks, this is really great in the morning if you don't want to make breakfast. You eat a couple of these and it is great. It really is. Like, I keep them in the refrigerator, and then after they chill, I put them in little snack baggies, and that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna tell you like a little alternate kind of fun treat to do for the kids. If you want to roll them in a little confectionery sugar, you definitely can do that. That kind of adds that, I don't know, that little playfulness that the kids might like with the little confectionery sugar, just lightly, or you can dust them really lightly with confectionery sugar. That kind of gives it a little bit of fun feel to it, to the kiddos. So they don't care about completely being healthy. You care, but they don't care, right? So I'm just gonna kind of keep mixing this in. Like I said, this is a great snack for adults to have too. I love these. My best friend and I make these quite a bit. And we'll bring them into work and she's like, oh my gosh, do you have any of those protein balls? And I'm like, yeah, I do. And so we kind of rob off each other. If she makes them, then I steal. If I make them, then she steals. So this is almost done. Now this mixture, before I put in the protein powder was, I wouldn't say runny by any way, shape, or form, but it was definitely sticky. A little too sticky to try and make anything out of it. Unless, like I said, you were gonna dust it with something like cocoa powder or confectionery sugar, or maybe you have some cereal that you can, or graham cracker crumbs, or cereal crushed up. You can roll it in the cereal for crunch. You can also use crunchy peanut butter in this. If you're a crunchy peanut butter fan, I am not a crunchy peanut butter fan, but even if you had some crushed peanuts or pecans or walnuts you wanted to roll in this, you can definitely do that instead of adding the protein powder, or even on top of the protein powder if you wanted to add a little extra crunch to it. Okay, I think this is about done. So I'm gonna kind of put my dishes off here to the side in the sink. Put my peanut butter away. All right, so I just grabbed a regular cookie sheet. I lined it with some parchment paper, and I have a cookie baller. Now, if you don't have one of these, go ahead and just grab like a spoon or anything like that, okay? And all I'm gonna do is spoon these out onto the cookie sheet. Now, if you want to go ahead and put them in your hand and then roll them into a ball, you can do that. Now, if you're going to dip these in anything, like confectionery sugar, like cocoa powder, I would roll them ahead of time and then just grab them by a toothpick, and you have a little, I put some powdered sugar right here, okay, just so, I'm gonna do a couple just so you can see. I don't have them that way. Normally I just eat them plain, but I will show you how to do one or two of these. So if you want to stick a toothpick in there, so you don't want to use your hands, that's fine. I wash my hands, they're clean, I promise. So it doesn't matter at all. Whatever your personal preference is and whatever you feel most comfortable with is what you want to do. Now this makes quite a few of them, but let me tell you, if you have like 3 of these, it's amazing how much they fill you up. Now those of you that are counting your calories, okay? This baller here, sometimes I do the small ones and sometimes I do the bigger ones. Each one of these is about 65 calories, so to speak, okay? But again, low on sugar, white processed sugar, okay? The honey's got sugar in it, yes, folks, the honey has sugar in it, but it's more of a natural sugar, okay? So if you're trying to stay away from the sugars in your life, as far as the white sugars, not the sugars, then this is kind of a better way to go. So you can still get your sweetness in, okay? You can still get the natural of the honey. I am not a fan, and I don't judge people that use the sweeteners or whatever. I am just not a fan of the sweeteners. I would rather use honey, the artificial sweeteners, I should say. I would rather use honey or something like that. Now I know that if you have like a diabetic problem or things like that, then you do have to watch those sugar intakes and your carb intakes and those kind of things. Or if you're trying to watch your weight, we're all trying to watch our weight. We're all trying to stay as healthy as possible, correct? So this is a great treat for everybody. And you tweak it the way that you need to tweak it, okay? Experiment with a little bit. If you want to try to use some artificial sugars or sugar substitutes, then go for it. I know there's a bunch out there. Don't ask me what they are, but there are definitely a lot out there, okay? So again, let's recap what we've done. I'm almost done here. We put in 1 cup of Quick Oats, 1 cup of creamy peanut butter. You can use chunky if you want, but 1 cup of creamy peanut butter is what I use, and 1/3 cup of honey. And I kind of incorporated that a little bit. And then to it, I added 2 scoops of any type of protein powder that you like. I use the chocolate protein powder because I like that in this. So there we go. I did 5, 10, 15, 22. So I made 22 of them. So if you want to double the recipe, you definitely can. And again, if you want to roll them in the sugar, powdered sugar, I would just recommend you take a little dish and you take one of them and you're just gonna kind of toss it in there. Now again, refrigerate these, kind of just dab off the excess, okay? Refrigerate those for about 30 minutes and then you can bag them up in individual bags, keep them in the fridge or take them out and enjoy them right away. So this is just a quick tip for you. They're great, they're delicious, they're good for you, which is a good thing. And they're just great for anything. The kids love them. Definitely my nieces and nephews love them. They love to eat them. And we do too. So, and they're filling, they're good, hearty, and they're a nice treat. So you can make them a little bit smaller if you wanted to as well. But just kind of play around with it and do what you want. It's a great treat. So thanks for joining in on this quick video on just another treat to do for Easter. We'll catch you next time. Remember, whatever you do, you make it with love. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like it and share it and subscribe to my channel. See you later.